Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Ear Candy Audio and Production TV. I want to thank you guys for tuning in these past couple weeks. It's been awesome. We've had a great response. Had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun on these past couple episodes. We'll continue the episodes with our next guest for this week. From Latter-day Bard, you guys, Devin Metzger. What's up, Devin?
Applause.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Great, bro.
Canned applause. Where's our applause track?
Hey, man.
Need a little light.
It's out there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Not a problem at all. So some of you guys may or may not know who Devin is. I do. I've known Devin for a long time. Like, geez, 10 years.
Too long?
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about a little bit about Devin.
About Devin, I was born in Mayfield, Kentucky. I claim Wingo, Kentucky, because I lived there till I was 17. So I'm a Graves County guy.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated from Graves County, majored in theater at Murray State, and hightailed it out of here to Los Angeles. And so
To the L.A.,
Yep. Yeah? Just moved back last year, so it's awesome to be back in the great state of Kentucky, and I missed the folks and the grass, as far as the bluegrass,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Bluegrass?
Yeah, in the desert, it's too dang dry. But my allergies was better.
But it's a dry heat.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So the humidity is getting used to again.
Yeah.
But it's great, man.
Especially now lately in the past few days. It's been hot.
Mm-hmm.
It has been sweaty.
As expected. Speaking of sweat.
So Devin Metzger
Rag here.
is the founding member, I guess, of a group called Latter-day Bard. They have a self-titled album out now, Latter-day Bard. You guys, is that on Spotify and all that? Yeah?
Spotify, you can find it on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Stream that for free.
And we've got a vinyl to give away. Actually, as a matter of fact, in chat, if you're watching the video, if you type in the word Bard, B-A-R-D, as in Latter-day Bard, you type in the word Bard in chat, you'll be entered to win a copy of the album.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So tell us a little bit about the album.
10 tracks long. Best weight you can get. We recorded it loud and clear with Shelby.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's every episode on
baby.
ECAPTV so far. Loud and clear, man. Shelby, you and Steven.
Yeah, exactly. As it should be in Paducah, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, that was his first full length with Shelby. So I love hearing him say, I cut my teeth on Latter-day Bard.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, Steven, I love you. But those guys are great, man. That was my second time working with Shelby. And I had known Steven for years prior to that. But I cut an album with my best friends, man, at the time, and it was called Housing. That's with Paul Worth, Justin Pennington, and actually Corey Green jumped on to play bass with that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Corey Green,
And
Dry
so
Ground.
That was my first opportunity with Shelby, and dude, fell in love with the guy. So we had to record
He's really
there
good.
again.
He's a good drummer too, as well as an engineer.
Yeah,
he can play the crap out of some hip hop drums.
We had him beating on counters and sinks and stuff for a last track in Housing.
All right, so you sampled him drumming on
Definitely.
the
We had
counter
to.
and spoons and
Yes, sir.
stuff.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you said you went to you graduated from Graves County. Yeah.
2007, just had my class reunion last week.
Yeah, that's 10 years,
That was-
man. That goes by quick.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Shout out to class of 07. I don't know. Come on.
Anybody who may be watching from
Yeah, they better be.
So you said
glad.
you moved out to LA. Where about in California, LA region did you live?
I lived in East LA, like downtown first, Highland Park.
The real stuff.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Before gentrification took place, I was the Wado in the ghetto. And I'll say I kept moving east away from downtown. And just, I think I ended up in Monrovia at last. I kept moving to the hills. And I just prefer the outdoors, man. I don't prefer that downtown city life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kept moving east, Pasadena area, and just, but I think I lived in Highland Park and Glendale for the longest time in LA.
So I had to look like you knew what you were doing around
Yeah,
town.
dude. You fake it till you make it in that town,
Yeah,
man. And I
yeah.
mean, everyone's faking it.
Everybody.
Hardly anyone's making it, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun
Nice,
time.
man. So let's talk about, so before we have you play,
Yeah,
let's talk about, matter of fact,
Yeah, hey, cheers, man.
cheers.
Definitely.
Let's talk about, so what got you started? What, you know, your influences, what got you started wanting to play music, when you
Okay.
caught the bug, that kind of thing.
Man, I caught the bug when I was 14 or 15, and I have the local Western Kentucky scene to thank for that. I started playing guitar when I was 8.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
So, started rhythm real early, you know. I'm a firm believer of, like, get your rhythm down.
Mm-hmm.
Spend years on rhythm, and then move on. But, I mean, I have that advantage as far as just being a kid, and, you know, I wanted a 6-string after seeing Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah,
Bad to the Bone
yeah, yeah.
was life-changing as far as, like, I need to do that. So my dad brought home a guitar from a job site he was on, helping, I forget what he was doing. I was 8 years old. So he brought home a Decca, just crazy small acoustic, man. And he put it in my hands, and I strummed that. On the day I was born.
Yeah.
You know? And my parents were like, dude, that rhythm's on. What the heck are you doing? And so, yeah, from there, Dad was just like learning guitar, taught me chords, and I loved it. I started writing when I was daggum 10 or 11. Good friend of mine across the street in Wingo, Chris Holland, was the first person I wrote music with, and really, man, there was something about writing music that healed my broken 11-year-old self. You know?
Already done.
You know how it is. I had nothing to be broken about back then, but
You thought you did.
yeah, yes, sir, I did. But so there's that. When I was 14 or 15, I really, really started checking out the local rock shows. You know exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Mm-hmm.
Being from Mayfield.
Yeah, one of the bands you used to be in, Paging Dr. Frank.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
figured you'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Paige and Dr. Frank that's what I can blame everything on.
Yeah,
is
me
Paige
too,
and Dr.
kind of.
Frank.
Because actually, I forget where it was exactly, but you guys, I went to school with Stephen
Yep.
Greer.
Yep.
I hope you see this.
Steve-O.
Yeah, Steve-O. He invited me to go to a show. He was like, "Hey, my band is playing a show," and my reaction was, "What? Like,
Yeah.
you can do that? Like, that's a thing you can do?" Because me, like, bands were like, have albums and
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on world tours and stuff. I didn't know that, like, you
Yep.
could just play a show in a bar or
And this
whatever.
was happening in our area before we could drive.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I went to go see that. I went to go see you guys play, and I think it was a band called Gunther.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to
and
hear
then,
that.
And then when that happened, like, just seeing that, I was like, what is this? And then I was just infatuated from then on.
Life-changing.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
what
man.
It was,
Like,
man.
And then you and Brandon Mangrum, Stephen Greer,
Yep, and Kobe.
Colby Smith.
Colby
Yeah,
Smith.
Colby Smith is still involved in the industry.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope he still plays, but I know he does a
I
bunch
know,
of
he
camera
better.
work and grip
Yeah.
and stuff like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I know
He
it
does professionally, but he better still be,
better.
you know, jamming, dude. He's a hell of a musician.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
guys all are.
All of them
man.
are. Brandon, Steven, they've all got the ear, man.
on.
They've all got
Come on.
They know what's up.
Yeah.
They know what's up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you graduated from Graves County.
Yes, sir.
You went to LA,
Uh-huh.
and you told me earlier that in between,
Oh, yeah.
you moved to Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. I
Yeah.
spent 10 months there.
Yeah.
Um,
What'd you do there?
I started Latter-day Bard. I read a lot. I read, I guess, the entire Game of Thrones series while I was there.
Nice. That's no small task.
No, but man, it's felt like it as far as just, I've never flew through a series like that one.
Mhm.
Beautifully written, highly recommended, but you all know that.
Yeah.
Um,
No crap, y'all.
that's revealing too much about me. I wept during one of the Samuel Tarley chapters, man. I've never cried reading a book, but I did. The feller wanted to die and just have his brothers leave him in the snow. And
Yeah.
oh, the way that guy writes.
That's
Anyways.
awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
speaking of Game of Thrones, man, I have to reference that. Like, I love fantasy. I love it. Lord of the Rings, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And that's where Bard, that time as far
It's
as
kind of when I hear it, it kind of makes me
references
think of like a
from
D&D
medieval.
kind of
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
like
And
very
I'm
high fantasy.
glad that it does.
I'm a
And
fan of D&D.
Yeah, hell yeah. I try to pull from a realm of fantasy that lives within music.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, like that hearing the songs, that it makes me think of like a high fantasy,
Good.
very like I don't know the word to describe it, but it's very it's very like
Heck yeah.
meant to put you in a certain
Yes.
time period, kind of thing. Like
Excuse me.
you could see yourself having an ale with a
Yeah, dude, definitely. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. As someone who has, sought escape from reality, that's what I try to do for others. Is bring them out from where they are, and bring them elsewhere, anywhere else. And I hope that it brings them
reach
to a
in there
supernatural
and
place that they can enjoy. While it certainly relates to my life in ways that I know you're welcome to interpret it,
Right.
but
open to interpretation.
yeah, it's my favorite thing about music. But yeah, that's where I was so into the Game of Thrones at the time that I was writing music for Latter-day Bard and wanting to completely jump styles. I was a copycat for daggum 10 years. I believe in the 10-year rule. You're a copycat for 10 years. You're doing, until you speak from within. And that's really what I hope this is. And Latter-day Bard, wouldn't be a thing. I would not have written this music without Chattanooga.
Right.
And without being there, without reading, those books and flying through them and thinking, well, Blue Bard. Blue Bard was one of the character's favorite bards. I think it was Marjorie. Here, I'm going to geek out for you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Blue
totally
Bard,
fine.
and I loved that alliteration, Blue Bard, and really mulled that over for a while, and then, I can't just steal it, so
Right.
came up with Latter-day Bard, and it just rolled in, man. And
It's kind of indicative of almost a religious sense as well.
Certainly.
Latter day,
dude,
Yeah.
I spent 2 weeks in Utah on tour.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Dude, I had Latter-day Bard. I was settled into it. I was finally settled in my groove, and had been doing it for at least a year and a half to 2 years. I was comfy with this music and with what I was really trying to do. And I loved Utah. Utah's weird, man. And they keep it weird. Salt Lake City is home to my favorite venue I've ever played. And it's so punk rock.
And that is.
I don't remember the name of the place.
No, but it was your favorite.
It's a 2-story punk rock bar, and I guarantee if anyone from Salt Lake is watching, they will let
what
you
it is.
know
They'll
what it is. It's got stuff all over the walls from, cool punk rock, daggum magazines and pictures to baby doll parts hammered to. It's covered in beautiful junk.
Beautiful
And-
junk.
Yep.
That's something I might have to coin.
Hey, you're welcome to it.
Beautiful junk.
Man, JP Whipple was at that show, and for me to play with him, he's a Salt Lake City musician, and he's an inspiration with how he everything. Just to tell a quick story, I approached him at the bar, at that rock and roll punk rock bar, and I was playing in maybe 2 hours, and I said, man, I just have to tell you, I love your get-up. Full regale, he was in a sweet dress.
Mm-hmm.
But this gentleman looked like he was where we're from.
Right.
He looked backwoods, man.
Yeah.
Just, radical, laid-back looking dude doing his thing in a dress at this bar, punk rock bar. No one was bothering him. I had to say, dude, I love this. Just complimented on it. And he turns to me and he says, this is just my warm-up. And that moment I thought, okay,
What am I in for?
yeah, and I didn't know he was performing. With an
Right.
electric banjo, came out in some other, his show get up, and yeah, I had to drop that as far as he goes. JP Whipple, he's He's
J.P. Whipple.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'll have to,
Salt Lake City musician, and I'll tell you, I got to get my butt back there as soon as I can. It's a nice place, and everybody freaked out about the name there because it's very
right.
The Mormons are, you know, the Latter-day Saints, and so everybody was just like, man, this guy must be Mormon or Amish with his facial hair, and
he's not.
I'm neither. I'm just.
But Latter-day Bard, self-titled album from the group Latter-day Bard, featuring Devin Metzger here. Once again, if you're watching, type in Bard, B-A-R-D, in chat, and you will be entered into a drawing to win a signed copy of the vinyl, actually, of the Latter-day Bard album. And we also have a T-shirt. So on this episode, there will be two winners. So make sure you type in Bard in the chat so we know that you're entering into the drawing. And we'll have two winners. One of you will win a signed copy of the vinyl, Latter-day Bard, and the other one will win a T-shirt. I don't know if you want the T-shirt to be signed or not, but it may or may not be. Yeah. If you win the shirt, we'll ask you, and if you want it to be signed.
We got options.
But anyway, so we're going to take a short break, very short, and we're going to be right back, and we'll have Devin play some songs. Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
See you guys here in just a second.
Gnarly. Hi, folks. I'm Devin Metzger. Appreciate you tuning in. First song's called Breakout. It seems the time has flown by so far, but there's still no end in sight. And while I'm not quite sure where we are, well, I'm who was sent. I've been pushed down in the devil's dirt, and I can't say it didn't hurt when they sent me away. They all think I'm here to stay. You're my only light of day. While I tally the moon, oh, I think of you, and it gets me through my pain. I keep you locked away, so I will break out of here. A vision's now so clear, and what I once no longer pulling root from all I fear. Break out of here. The time is now, my dear. I came, I saw, survived, and now the world will finally hear. Morning just before I could run my fingers through your hair, the captain told me, son, oh, don't despair, we'll get you there. Then he told me I had more to pay, though I gave him all I had. I asked if there was another way, and that's when things turned bad. He called his man, his biggest man, to bring me to my knees. And so I grabbed his knife and stuck it in his hand, so I could watch him bleed. So they tied me up and they beat me down and locked me away. They threw away my keys, so I will break out of here. My vision's now so clear, when what I once no longer pulling root from all I fear. I'll break out of here. The time is now, my dear. I came, I saw, survived, and now the world will finally hear. next song's called Part 1. Again, the last one was called Breakout. Lots of the material I'll do today has never been recorded, but I'll let you know if it has been and where you can find it. I'll wait forever, but the sooner the better, because I'm not whole without you. Oh, time gets bitter when I want to be a quitter. My soul holds on to you. My heartaches are plenty, and my mind won't slow down. It's 'cause you're not in town. Oh, but I wouldn't miss a moment without you. I couldn't imagine another way. You stole my heart, and now you'll have to pay. You got me jaded, pretty drunk and faded. Oh, in and out I go, out of control. Oh, but I wouldn't miss a moment without you. I couldn't imagine another way. You stole my heart, and now you'll have to pay. Well, I asked you if you loved me. You said you couldn't know. I didn't tell you, but I knew then that the next day you'd have to go, baby. But I wouldn't miss a moment without you. I couldn't imagine another way. You stole my heart, and girl, you had to pay. Oh, but I wouldn't miss a moment without you. I couldn't imagine another way. You stole my heart, and every day I pay. Thank you. Oh, it's good coffee. All right, we're gonna get weird this next time. That way I don't have to do it at the end. Everything's up front. We're gonna get weird. For some reason, I wrote a couple duets by myself. Sorry about that. A couple duets by myself a few years ago, and I'm gonna sing one right here. It's called "Oh Pretty Woman." I think you'll dig it here. I will sing a lady's part. Hopefully you'll know which one she's supposed to be. This is called Oh Pretty Woman. Can't find it nowhere but here. Oh, pretty woman, why you got to be so cruel? I did nothing to get this treatment out of you, yet you go and tell all of your friends what I do. Oh, pretty woman, why you got to be so mean? All you get is kindness and money out of me, yet you go and tell all of your friends shit that's untrue. Yes, you do, baby. And she says, oh, my handsome man, why you got to be so broke? Promise me the world, yet all you do is toke. But I write you songs, girl. Come on. Yeah, well, that much, it's true. I love you. Oh, my pretty lady, how did we get here? Remember the start, so excited, my dear. Oh, but something when it changed with you, I guess it could have been me too. Well, I'll admit that I can be an ass. Like that one time, oh, I broke all that glass from the vase that your mama bought you. I couldn't fix it with glue. I tried though, baby. She says, well, I remember. And just like yesterday, I started that fight with no right of way. It was over that bitch named Sue, but I didn't love her like you. I tried though, baby. Our weapons today, what do you say? Oh, stop causing each other pain. I've never loved nobody like I do. Ooh, love you. Hi, gal. A happy ending, if that's what you say. Well, let's stop pretending. We'll kiss and make up today. Oh, I've never loved nobody like I do. Oh, no, I never loved nobody like I do. Ooh, love you. It was Oh Pretty Woman, folks. Hey, thanks for tuning in. What are we on Facebook Live and all kinds of fancy stuff? I thank you for watching. And thanks, Ear Candy, for having me out. All right. Now this next song is called Cemetery Song. I co-wrote this with Paul Worth. I reckon we mentioned him before, didn't we? Housing. He's a good friend of mine. He's from Marshall County originally, if I'm correct, but Paducah feller as well, and he's out in L.A. Awesome friend of mine, and we were in Latter-day Bar together, as well as all kinds of cool stuff. Talkers, housing. This is called Cemetery Song, and it can be found on Spotify and YouTube under the self-titled Latter-day Bard album. Angels, please arrest these demons in my head. They'll be understood once you've heard what I have said. So farewell to all the people I've done wrong. You're the reason for my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. So someone, please contest these idle hands. They'll be the death of me, but no one ever understands. So goodbye to myself, whom I've done wrong. I'm the reason for my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. This is my cemetery song. I've eaten hearts and swallowed glass just to watch my mouth bleed. My mother said to me, son, you'll be the death of me. My father was a pistol, and I'm a son of a gun. How many shots will it take before I drink myself done? So carry on, oh carry on with your perfect little lives. But beware, oh beware, there's nowhere you can hide. Danger, danger, there's a spider in my bed. I can't be bothered, I'll burn the house down instead. That's my reaction to a problem, oh so small, it's all or nothing. But do I even care at all? Somehow, oh some way, I'll find out where I went wrong. Thank y'all, folks. We'll be back shortly. Thanks a bunch. Hi, folks. We're all nice and relieved and refreshed. This next song is called High Fructose Corn Syndrome. It is actually on the online version only. It's one of 2 bonus tracks for the self-titled album. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify. I wrote this in Chattanooga. I performed it while busking on the Chattanooga Walking Bridge. And this fella from Georgia come up to me after I performed this song, and I was just code naming it Mountain Dew. And he handed me a scrap sheet of paper, and he said, I've been waiting to give this to somebody. He said, I'm a poet, and I didn't know what to use this for, but it had high fructose corn syndrome on it. And I was like, dude, this is the name of my song now. I hope you're cool with that. And he went by Plato, so I would just like to thank Plato from Georgia for this song title, High Fructose Corn Syndrome. Well, I like Mountain Dew. Oh, yes, I do. Even though it's bad for you. I guess that's just life, doing things that make us die for some empty gratification. Oh, but some major altercation, it isn't what I'm looking for. For your spilled soda out on the floor. Well, now you know at least how I feel. And if you don't, then da 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 da. Now that I have your attention from my ramblings before, well, I will use this next election for lies, deceit, and more. 'Cause when no one really cares about fellow man no more, well, that's when hell comes to earth and our dreams crash to the floor. Now you know at least how I feel. Oh, and if you don't, then da 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 da. Well, there's too many of us anyway, you know they say. Well, how's it make you feel today when tomorrow doesn't seem to matter anyway? Because they push it all away and shove some other shit in your face, just hoping you look away and watch their news programs all day. Well, now you know at least how I feel. Oh, and if you don't, then da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hey, this next verse is dedicated to Pride Month, just so y'all know. It's 2017, folks, get with it. Well, you can die if you walk by a homeless person like they ain't there. Ooh, they're people too. And if you think you got the right to tell anyone who to love, as if it even fucking affects you, well, you can die. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da. And if you think that you can take my freedom away, well, you can die too. But specifically today, all right. The next song I'll do is called History. It is, in fact, the oldest song that I still do. And I plan on just recycling the song because it's called History. And it just makes sense to have different versions and such. Right now, the band and I, Latter-day Bard, we're out of Murray, and it's Alejandro Villanueva, Daniel Feely on the drums. Alejandro plays bass. And we're working on a split tape with Cruel Wave, so you can look for that next as far as our cool merchandise. So that'll be neat. Tapes are back. Who knew? Next song's called History. History, it repeats itself, or so they say. So you better start learning from your mistakes. I'll be honest, when you came in, I wanted away. History, it repeats itself, they say. Every time I think of you, I want to run far away from anything you ever done. When I was gone, you crept back in with my son. Things have changed, yet still you're not the one. I remember back when we were young, oblivious of what was yet to come. Growing up happened much too fast. We fell in love, but it couldn't last. The seasons seem to change with our love. It makes me dread when winter's coming up. The leaves are falling off of all the trees. Oh, like the way I thought you fell for me. history, it repeats itself, or so they say. But not if we go our separate ways. That's one of the songs that can be found on Spotify and YouTube. It'll sound a bit different. We recorded that with a 6-piece, including me, and some wonderful friends and bandmates of mine at the time. We were based in Los Angeles. We recorded that at Loud and Clear. So that's a full-length rock and roll album. Got the full rock piece and keys and cello. And here I am gabbing away on the wrong key. I got a couple more for you folks before we break, I believe, and then y'all can ask me some crazy questions, I reckon. I think that's the plan. They will correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, appreciate you sticking around. I'm gonna hydrate real fast and check the next tune out. All right. So, very often I'm accused of being quite moody and sad and dark, I reckon, lately. This song I'm kind of recycling. It's a little on the sweeter side, so. This one here is called Away With Me. In correction to my previous statement, this is the oldest song, but I just kind of brought it back when I do these type of things. This is called Away With Me. This is the sweetest I'll get, and most intimate, so just sit back, you know. Seriously, thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Ear Candy, for having me out. It's called Away With Me. Fly me away to where I can breathe. You take my breath away. Pack for next season and grab your coat. I don't know how long we'll stay. Carry me to where I can't sleep. I don't want to waste a day. Say your goodbyes, but don't take too long. We should have been gone yesterday. To the mountains or the sea. Away with me. Away we'll go where no one knows, and we'll stay tucked away. We decide on where we go and how long we're there for, when we like to stay. soon just spin the globe, and baby, your finger will show. Oh, us the way, show us the way to the mountains or the sea, the way you lead. Thank you, folks. Well, this next song, much like the last song, is not recorded anywhere. Bringing you exclusive material here at Ear Candy. This is called He Who Tipped the Balance. I usually play it without really telling folks what the heck it's about, because I'd like for you to discover the story as it unfolds. But, you know, we spoke on the bard element within the name, and this is a, you know, put yourself in a very old setting, and don't be afraid to think of some, I don't know, supernatural stuff here. This is called He Who Tipped the Balance. I might tell you what it's about later, but yeah, here we go. This also goes out to my Aunt Tracy. She loves the song. I am faceless, so they say. You never see me in the day. I live in shadows by night. People kneel to pray that I don't receive their name. We're the league not in your side. With my hood down, making sure no one's around to welcome a visitor in black. I let myself in without a sound, not a leaf turned on the ground, putting my dagger in his bag. Travel back all through the night, the way it's lit up by moonlight as I race the morning sun. I see something burning up ahead as I close in, it's what I dread, and the dawn is just begun. I stick to darkness to survive, the bounty's not for me alive, we'll watch my sanctuary burn. Dig a hole deep in the dirt, wait for dust to not be heard. Oh, when will the humans learn? winds down as I rise. I'll make sure everybody dies to avenge my brotherhood. Countless creatures of the night, and for centuries they fight while I feel misunderstood. Now most are sleeping in their beds. I sever all their pretty heads, turn my back to not return. But this slaughter took all night, the revenge it stole my sight, and my flesh it quickly burned. Kind of a nerd. That's where the name Bard comes from, if you just tuned in. We talked about it earlier, so go ahead and rewind it later. That song was about a vampire who thought he balanced the universe by killing people for a guild. So yeah, I'm a nerd. And I believe it was inspired by Skyrim. I'm not sure. It's been years. I've changed some tuning a little bit. So I believe we have 2 more songs on the agenda. And then we'll get to some questions. Then we'll set you free. I think that's it, right? Something like that? Heck yeah. This one's hot off the press. You can catch it live at any of our shows. I'm gonna play you an acoustic version of it though. It's a brand new song called Bag of Bones. It's another story that I haven't experienced myself. It's about Death walking into a bar and basically turning over his position to the next feller who will become that cloaked devil we know as Death. All right. That's cringe moment number 1, right? The song's called Bag of Bones, baby. Never been recorded. It might be coming at you on tape though soon, if you're cool like that. Photograph in his hand, says I'm looking for this man. I know he come through. It's been a night or so. Point me in the right direction and I will let you go. Sitting in a corner, but I witnessed it all. The bartender had just made the last call. Then he stands up straight to look the stranger in his eyes. Says, what do you mean you let us go? Are you really prepared to die? But the stranger says, oh, you don't know me at all. I've got books full of stories, and all of my tales, they're so tall. You know, do you want to see? I got a bag full of bones, a bag full of bones, but they're not for me. Stranger turns to me, the barkeep hits the floor. He holds up that picture and says, I came for no more. Then the man in this photograph, so what do you say? You get the same chances to last. Now, do you want to walk away? Well, the back of my chair, it's the old as I'll stand up. I take the last few swallows of what was left in my cup, and I step out where he can see the fire in my eyes. I say, I'm the man in your picture, no one else has to die. But the stranger says, oh, you don't know me at all. Son, I've got books full of stories, and all of my tales, they're so tall. You know, do you wanna see? I got a bag full of bones. It's a bag full of bones, but it's not for me. Haunted tracks, oh, he hands me the bag, there ain't no turning back. Out of nowhere appear the haunted tracks, oh, he hands me the bag, there ain't no turning back. Hey! There ain't no turning back. There ain't no turning back. There ain't no turning back. Oh, there ain't no turning back. All right, last one. I appreciate you if you're viewing, whether you're watching live and commenting BARD for a vinyl and all that jazz. I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all for having me out and everything. It's super cool to be back here, Paducah, Kentucky. If you ain't been here, get here, because there's awesome people, wonderful bands, and the music scene is just quite incredible for such a small town. If I do say so myself, and I love being back. This next song is on YouTube and Spotify, and H2O, folks. High quality H2O. This is called Ballad of Black Hills. It was the first song I wrote that really kind of felt like I wasn't copycatting anymore, and I could do my own thing, and so it kind of inspired me to keep writing and later form Latter-day Bars. So this is Ballad of Black Hills. Fun fact, we got a discount on our vinyl for a typo. It says Ballad of Ballad Hills, which is the lamest title I've ever heard of. Thanks, feller, for that one. But Ballad of Black Hills is what it's called, and all like punk rock it and Sharpie black instead of ballad for you if you win the vinyl. It's up to you. We got options here. Do I have time for one more? Is that what's happening here? Beautiful. I got 2 thumbs up, or maybe I was just seeing double. This is called Ballad of Black Hills. Thanks a bunch. I'm Devin, Latter-day Bard.
Over yonder, oh, just over the hill, a couple years have passed since that boy was killed. And his body, oh, his body, no one knows, 'cause just over the pass is where no one goes. They say these lands, well, they're cursed, but the deal I made, it can't be reversed. So I ride with the devil and away I go, with this old guitar, it's singing my say. It's been too damn long, and I can't remember my name. I hear him call from the hills, but that's just his game. And my body, oh, my body no longer feels pain. So I rode my home with nothing to gain. They say these lands, well, they're cursed, but the deal I made, it can't be reversed. So I ride with the devil and away I go, with this old guitar, it's singing my say. Sometimes I swear they can hear my song when the wind's just right. I hear them sing along. Sometimes I swear they can hear my song. See, when the wind's just right, I hear them sing along. Sometimes I swear they can hear my song when the wind's just right. I hear them sing along. Sometimes I swear they can hear my song when the wind's just right. I hear them sing along. They say these lands, well, they're cursed, but the deal I made, it can't be reversed. So I ride with the devil and away I go, with this old guitar that's singing my sad song. Yeah, with this old guitar, it's singing my sad song.
Cool. Thanks a bunch, folks. I'm going to grab a wet rag. It's break time. We'll be back soon. Thanks a bunch.
Hey guys, welcome back. That was an awesome job, man.
Thanks, man.
You really put somebody in a headspace for sure.
Yeah, baby.
It's
Guess that's the point.
yeah, that is the point, man. You did an awesome job.
Thank you
did
very
an
much,
awesome
man.
Job.
It felt good.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
So for drawing for winning some merchandise, some free stuff. For the free vinyl, we have Taylor Thompson. We'll be messaging. We will be messaging. We'll have you. We need you to message us. Message the Ear Candy Audio and Production Facebook page. We'll try to get a hold of you if you don't. But go ahead and message us. Taylor Thompson, you won the free signed vinyl of the Latter Day Bard self-titled EP, or the self-titled album on vinyl. And for the T-shirt, we've got Cora Carlson.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Cora Carlson. If you're still watching, please message us. If you're not, we'll message you. We'll get both of you guys' address information so we can send that out to you. Signed vinyl, optionally signed T-shirt,
That's right.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome, man.
Thank you.
That was super sick. So on our way out, talk to us about, like, you know, what you mentioned, like coming in, you know, to yourself. In a sense, like just realizing, like, do your own thing. Like, what helped spark that? Like, what helped you get into just being you? You mentioned doing it because every artist is like a copycat for a minute because you have to, like,
Definitely
learn how to play.
You get to know yourself and all that junk.
So
that ain't easy.
What brought that about?
You know, in short, getting the heck away from home and missing home and embracing where I was from elsewhere.
In the other place.
It honestly, it was neat to have some feedback out there from some people I trusted that said, you know, the full rock version had some desert vibes, you know, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
can see that.
I love to camp, my man. Like, outside is my escape from the city life. I'm not from the city and don't care for that pace and traffic. It drives me insane. So I camped a lot, man, while I was out there in the desert. You know, the stars are different. Everything's different out there.
It's
it is,
different.
you know?
It's a whole different story.
Yep. And so I think that just I reckon I pick up influences from settings, having that desert influence, as well as I mean, LA is still pretty rock and roll as far as that's what the heck they're famous for on that strip in Hollywood and stuff. And so I think I've always loved rock and roll as far as influences go. That's what I grew up on is the classic rock stuff, and then songwriters like Neil Young and such.
Right.
Who can do rock and roll like nobody's business, you know? That's what I loved about Neil Young. He can do it all as far as this, his self, carrying things with his acoustic, or he can, you know, rock it with his band.
Who else were you listening to when you were growing up? Was it like your parents or something that were playing records? And
Oh, yeah. Taught myself drums on a record player. It was AC/DC, Dirty Deeds.
Nice,
I mean,
nice,
just
yeah.
drum along with AC/DC. Come on, you can teach yourself drums. You know, stuff like that. I grew up and, you know, right when I was catching the bug and just thinking, like, dang, there's nothing else for me but rock and roll.
Yeah.
It was
This is
Jack
it.
White
This
released
is it.
White Stripes, their
Right.
original stuff. And so that was like, what has happened with, what have they done with, you know, this bluesy punk, man? We talked about the scene earlier, like, where we come from here in Western Kentucky. You'd be surprised if you ain't from here, but there is a daggum rock and roll scene.
Yeah.
You
People do know how to, like, get it.
Come on
get it,
now.
yeah.
Like, nobody's business. I have traveled a bit, and no, there's great scenes all over small towns, but man, I love what we got going on here, and the support, the love. Everybody's working together, and it's so super cool. Leaving this place, wanting to be away, because I was always from here and never left. And then I come back, man, and it is more than refreshing for the daggum growth. The places like Dry Ground popping up. I mean,
yeah.
they're a few years old, just doing it now. That's my favorite place to play locally. I just love everybody there and how they, you know, treat artists. And
It's a pretty intimate setting, too.
yep,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's a sweet brewery. Come on, I got into the craft brews out there. I
Right.
sold that.
Right,
You
yeah.
got to have some odds and end jobs in LA, like paying $1,000 for a studio or what
Right.
have you. That's
your one-room box apartment.
So,
yeah.
definitely.
So tell us about so you say you like taught yourself how to play drums, listening to your like parents' records and stuff. But so I do know that you said you were a theater kid. You had a bunch of like
yeah.
improv classes and stuff like that. It's a regional thing. They call it forensics around here.
Sure.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a nationwide thing, but it's just improv, high school improv classes, doing
Yep.
improv sketch comedies or whatever else. How, do you think that influenced?
Oh, come on, definitely.
I mean-
everything I do, yeah. There's theater. You guys have noticed the skeleton crow.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is. I'd love to. This is gonna sound crazy, Brandon, but I'd love to implement smell in shows.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
and
like
just
that's-
burn
yeah.
a smell for people to
Right.
know, like, oh man, this scent is just not of this
Right.
world. Because you,
If you could
you
somehow, like,
hear,
can,
you
like-
see, like these visuals are very important in my opinion, and that comes from my theater background. Murray State theater major.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't quite finish. I dropped out my last year and went to LA, man. I just thought, backgum, I want to be an actor.
Right.
So who needs a piece of paper? Not trying to talk you out of college. Murray State's theater program, I
Murray
fell
State,
in
Murray State in
love
general
with.
is really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely. I fell in love with that program, and there's theater, and I reckon everything I do, I try to implement art, which is a nice segue into this.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to tie elements into where I'm trying to take you. I reckon this is a homemade hat rack. I'm old school and like hats. Here, check this out.
Yeah.
It moves and it's got all kinds of neat stuff. But we sell art, homemade, like antique inspired art. My family makes it, and I sell it at shows because it's nice and convenient, and people dig things that I'm tying into the show and the setting that I'm trying to, kind of incorporate everyone into. I want the audience to feel like they're a part of it. Don't take that too far. Don't jump on stage and take my microphone, which I've had happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fun. But
So, what's the artist that did this piece?
well, this is family. She wants to remain unnamed. To be
Okay,
honest,
yeah.
she's eccentric, and
Yeah.
this is like the hardware pieces sell for a bit more, but she does nice, really neat prints with cool sayings on them and neat things like that. West Kentucky Wasteland is a Facebook page I've created to keep up with their art and promote that for them to be able to sell that and just keep up with people, like their new prints. I've yet to update it, recently, but West Kentucky Wasteland, or maybe it's Western Kentucky Wasteland. Again, that goes with my geekiness, the wasteland,
Mhm,
as far as like, these are recycled pieces,
Right.
and people are very into that right now. Heck, I've been into that for quite some time.
So,
There's no reason to buy new stuff.
oh yeah,
Heck on.
something about like just having something that's like made by
Yeah.
the sweat of
Certainly,
the artist.
yeah.
and
This
stuff
is
like
all
that,
one of
too,
a
yeah.
kind. A lot of it can be duplicated with different colors of your choosing,
Right.
but yeah, check that page
So,
out too. if
so
you
tell
like.
us why you chose to do
Mm-hmm.
to print a vinyl for your first album
Dang.
instead of just going a more conventional digital
Yeah.
digital distribution route.
Man, it's the truest sound. You're not going to lose anything. I
Yeah,
could,
more
I
just a
could,
more
I could
analog
talk
sound.
about that.
Yeah.
But for me, the guys that are still living today that have just been a complete inspiration on how I want to do what I want to do, kind of my way, and speak for myself,
Mhm.
and just, man, it's almost like I don't know. It just means a lot to do things, speak from within, and do it how you like. Jack White, I have to bring him back up with the vinyls. He's pushing it with Third Man in Nashville. I snuck into his hotel room in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I worked in a hotel. I'm not sure they'd like me saying the name of the hotel, to be honest with
You
you.
don't have to.
But it was a very
It was an hotel.
bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Los Angeles. I knew he was headlining Coachella. What's that? Yeah. It's pretty standard. The standard? Who knows? It was fancier than that, I can assure you. But no, he wasn't there, man. I knocked on his door. It said, "Do not disturb." Like, that's breaching contract and getting jail time.
Right.
He wasn't there. I keyed into his room because I had that power.
Yeah,
I had the power. I did with the key. Checked it in. I checked it out from front desk. Like, hey, I'm just gonna go to Mr. White's room, 703, John White. And he looked at me. The front desk said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, it's a special delivery. I ran room service for the place." I go up. I'm doing breathing exercises because I think I'm gonna meet my hero. He's headlining Coachella, and no, man, I key into his room. No one was there. He had the coolest black cowboy boots I've ever seen, and thought, like, man, I wish those were my size. but I would never steal from Jack White. Come on.
No, of course.
I left him a note and a
course
bottle
not.
of bourbon. Apparently, I read that his favorite bourbon was like 10-Year Bullet. And I got him a bottle and said, hey, man, here's a hard drive. Don't know if you want to check it out, but I believe in the rule of 3. Once he hears Latter-day Bard the 3rd time, he will think, what's this about?
Yeah,
Who
something
are
about it.
these fellers?
Yeah.
So
The
I've
first
got
time you're
one
wondering-
down.
First
He's from
time you're
Nashville.
wondering what it is.
Uh-huh.
The second time you're trying to figure it out, and the third time it's kind of dawns on
Then
you.
you'll actually maybe even search it that
Yeah,
3rd time.
yeah,
I believe in
for
that.
sure.
So,
Awesome.
yeah,
So
shout out Jack White. I don't
before we
know.
go, let's touch on a couple other things that
Yeah,
involve Devin.
Cool, man.
Aside from musical stuff.
I get sidetracked
I know
easily.
you're a motorcycle enthusiast
Ooh.
of sorts.
Well,
yeah?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I've done some riding myself.
Yeah, heck yeah.
What bike do you have right now?
I don't have a bike right now.
Yeah.
I rode my 83 Honda Magna across from Chattanooga to LA on a 4-week tour. We zigzagged the heck out of the tour just to see new places.
Did you ride the motorcycle on tour?
Yes.
That's
yes.
awesome.
I followed.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I was
That's
behind,
pretty
just
sick.
grooving.
Yeah.
Daggone, we ran out of room, like kind of screwed my back up by strapping the guitar on my backpack and having to go that route. In Memphis, we ran out of room because I
That wind will get
acquired
you.
some things, and
Yeah.
that wind will get you.
Yeah, wind
Especially
will
out
get
there in the
you.
desert, I was just like, what's happening? Let's pull over. That was fun, man. 4 weeks it took us. We zigzagged, and I mean, I saw new places: Austin, Texas, Salt Lake City. I mentioned
Mhm.
the Grand Canyon. You know, it took my breath away.
And
About-
the 400-mile days will get that butt. in
They say
check,
not
too.
to ride over 8 hours. It might be 6.
Yeah, well-
but 8 was about my max
Yeah.
personally per day. Then we'd stop and
Before you got to get that gold bond.
yep, sleep in the tent.
Yeah.
Had a shotgun pulled on me from a farmer. I guess that's a later
That's a whole
story.
nother story.
In Arizona, he ended up being friendly and offering me dinner. So shout out to you, farmer
Farmer from Arizona.
from
that pulled
Arizona.
a shotgun on
Yeah,
Devin
yeah.
Metzger.
Yeah, he was cool. He ended up being super cool. He thought I was a tractor thief. And I said, no, sir. Look at me. I'm a musician.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I've got this motorcycle.
I'm just
What makes you
camping because
think
we
I'm
had a
gonna-
blowout down the road.
Yeah.
Anything else, man? Yeah.
Yeah. So one other thing I want to ask is talk
Yeah.
about your. You mentioned busking earlier,
Mhm.
and so I mean, but
I didn't
if
define
people
it,
who-
though.
Yeah, people who don't know the term, busking is just street performing, essentially. You know, showcasing your talent and raw emotion on the street for anybody and everybody
Heck
to
yeah,
see.
man.
I mean, if people see like the Facebook videos of guys in subways and stuff like
Yes.
that, but it happens everywhere and in every big city.
And it's different in different cities and towns. I'll recommend my favorite place to busk is Chattanooga. The
Right.
walking bridge.
Mhm.
I've heard different things about they're being weird and kicking people off. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Panhandlers, what have you. The buskers, I believe, are different. You know, we're on display for folks, and
I mean, it's really like
I made a living doing
a
that.
primal
from
like exposition of talent and emotion there, really. Like,
Yes, it has to
'cause,
be.
I mean, because people who are on a stage already like have this, I don't know, like alluded to polished sense
Mm-hmm.
that things are going to be a certain way. It's a production. It's just like
Oh, yeah.
theater where things happen in a certain manner.
Yep.
But like when you're playing on the street for people, anything can happen. Like,
Yeah.
and not even just in your perspective. Anybody watching you can do anything at any point in time. You could have the drunk guy come up to you and
Yep.
start trying to cause problems while you're just trying to do your
Definitely.
thing.
Oh yeah,
But then you could also like make a real fan.
certainly.
Yeah.
Coolest thing that happened to me busking ever was in Chattanooga. I sound like a broken record bringing up that town. This blind feller walked up and was dancing to a song called Death Valley, and it has these breaks after this really repetitive chorus. It's catchy, and this dude starts going off and freestyling. A blind fella found
Right.
his way to us, and like was so into what we were doing that he couldn't move. He couldn't stop moving, and then he added to everything with
That's
what he was
awesome.
doing. From the on the spot. That was the coolest thing that's ever happened. Busking.
So of course,
you're
like,
right. You never know what can happen.
experiences from doing that probably heavily beneficial to you as a singer and a songwriter,
Mhm.
right?
That's a great point. Yeah.
Because just having that like immediate personal interaction with the people who are viewing you, and it's not from a stage, you're not blinded by the lights. It's oftentimes middle of the day, hot as all crap.
Oh,
It's-
dude.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Definitely. You want to catch people on lunch breaks, and
right.
I could give all kinds of pointers on busking. And different towns are so different. You know, you cannot make a living in LA off busking unless you're at some crazy place like Venice Beach. And then stuff gets crazy with having to rent spots, permits, and people literally fighting you, saying, I've been here longer and I will stab you. I had a friend that was held up. He, like, give me your music equipment. We know that you're homeless, so just give it to us. That was, I think, in Santa Monica. But
That's rough.
yeah, that's what you deal with in places like that. And honestly, who wants to deal with that for,
Right.
you know, to perform your tunes? Like,
So Chattanooga, would Chattanooga be your number one suggestion for
yes.
someone to
Ooh,
do that?
Austin, Texas.
Okay, 6th Street
Man,
in Austin.
Come on
right?
now.
Yeah. 6th
Downtown's
Street,
a different place. I
yeah.
was just like, where am I at? I'm not in Texas any longer. Austin, Texas. Yeah.
6th Street, Austin is.
I had a
what's up.
fine time in Salt Lake City, man. Like, people, yeah, Salt Lake City is weird, and it's for me. I will be back as soon as I can.
Nice.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, the guys want to tour. We're
So,
getting stuff ready for that. So
Taylor Thompson, please message us.
Yeah.
We'll try to get with you about getting information so we can send you your signed vinyl. Cora Carlson, message us about your T-shirt. Congratulations to you guys for winning.
is that Peachy May Cora? I hope it is, because she's cool.
Don't know. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's just the luck of the draw for you.
T-shirt time.
T-shirt.
Cool, man.
time. So big thanks to Devin Metzger
Yes.
for coming and doing the episode. I want to thank you guys for stopping in, tuning in, hanging out, watching. I hope you enjoyed. Is it Latter Day or Joshua Devin Metzger
Yep.
on Instagram?
Full name.
Latter Day Bard Band on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Latter Day Bard Band on Facebook.
Definitely.
You can catch Ear Candy Audio and Production on Facebook. Chances are, if you're seeing this video, you've already seen it. Ear Candy Audio and Production on Instagram, and ECAPTV on Twitter. So catch us on all the social medias. Oh yeah. Also, for future viewers, you want to catch this episode, it will be on YouTube, on the Ear Candy Audio and Production YouTube page. And here in a couple days, here in the next day or two over the weekend, I will have this episode up on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and all the equivalent digital distributions.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, what's your the YouTube is also Latter Day Band, Latter Day Bard Band.
Yep.
Yes, on
Happens
YouTube.
all the time. I
Yeah.
promise you.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's kind of alliteratory. It's
Yeah.
hard to like.
People
look.
hated it out west. They were like, "Oh, that rolls right off the tongue." Someone told me that.
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, that's what I want to hear."
And
Yeah,
also
I
for
would
Spotify,
ask you, dude.
Is it Latter Day Bard?
YouTube, Spotify. Yep, just search Latter Day Bard. It'll take you right there.
Latter Day Bard.
Mhm.
You'll
12
find
tracks,
it
you
on
can
all the
hear.
social medias, all the public
That- yeah.
music domains and whatnot.
We recorded that in Paducah, but that was my Los Angeles-based project with some really cool cats from the local area, as far as like Justin Pennington, Murray State graduate, Paul Worth, Marshall County dude, but Paducah scene, Century
Right.
was his project when we were kids.
Yeah.
That's Paul. I reckon those were the guys from Kentucky, and then we had Ryan Kuhn on keys, acoustics. He was from California, and then Daryl Porter was a Boston guy. Awesome bassist, wonderful vocals. They're on Good Snake now. That's their band, Good Snake, and it's super cool stuff. They're in LA, and I think they just recorded with Shelby again. Like
Nice.
we're using Shelby
Yeah,
up,
of
baby.
course.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
Shelby, you guys, Loud and Clear Studios.
Yeah, dude.
Shelby Preckless,
Yep.
Stephen Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank y'all.
We'll
Thank you,
get
Randy.
out of here. Let you go. No problem.
Give me that hand, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Hope you tune in next week. I hope you guys have a good week, and we'll see you later.